The civil rights movement wasn't an attack on white people. It was an attack on racism. It was an attack on laws that said black Americans couldn't vote, couldn't live where they wanted, couldn't attend certain schools, couldn't even drink from the same water fountain. And the historical record is clear. The people who faced violence, arrests, fire hoses, police dogs, bombings, and assassinations were black Americans and their allies fighting for equality, not the people trying to stop them. So when someone claims the civil rights movement treated white people badly, that's not a misunderstanding, that's a strategy, because this kind of statement isn't about history. It's about politics. It's about telling a certain audience exactly what they want to hear, especially during an election cycle where fear, resentment, and nostalgia are powerful tools. Race baiting has always been a shortcut for politicians who don't want to talk about real issues. It's easier to rewrite history than to address inequality. It's easier to stoke grievance than to offer solutions. And it's easier to say white people were the real victims than to confront the truth about segregation, Jim Crow, and the decades of policies that locked black Americans out of housing, education, and opportunity. The civil rights movement wasn't about punishing anyone. It was about expanding democracy. It was about making America live up to its own promises. And millions of white Americans marched with black Americans because they understood the fight was moral, not racial. So why twist that history now? Because fear mobilizes, because resentment votes, because telling people they're under attack, even when they're not, is one of the oldest political tricks in the book. But here's the truth. The civil rights movement didn't harm white people. It challenged a system that benefited some at the expense of others, and that challenge made America fairer, stronger, and more democratic. So when someone tries to flip the script, when they try to turn a liberation movement into an attack, remember this. They're not defending history. They're defending a narrative built to divide, distract, and win votes, not to tell the truth. If they're willing to lie about civil rights, imagine what else they'll lie about.